Ghost Adventures. Is it real or is it fake? Many people and fans of the show, I'm sure, are skeptical about it, and I've been wanting to do this video since I created this YouTube channel. Now, I might upset some Ghost Adventures fans, but please just hear me out. And before we get started with this topic, leave a like down below if you think the show is real. And don't be afraid to leave a comment to provide evidence or reasons on why you think the show is real. I'm looking forward to that. So, this video is basically me giving legit explanations on why Ghost Adventures has faked some evidence. First off, let me say that Ghost Adventures is a very entertaining show to watch, but the show has some fabricated elements that I've caught on to, from the EVPs, fake orbs, fake apparitions, and noises. Which leads me into EVPs. Ghost Adventures has basically built their reputation through EVPs. Now, can someone please explain to me how a spirit, ghost, or demon can transfer words into a man-made device? I understand that frequencies can pick up on certain sounds, but that's still just mind-boggling. And you even have EVP apps and everything, and we all know that the apps are out for money grabs, but you still see people using apps to contact the dead, or at least they think they are. Now, the thing that gets me about Ghost Adventures, Zach Bagans, or Aaron Goodwin, or anyone conducting EVPs, they always come away with compelling evidence. And I always thought that was kind of crazy and weird, because if a random person was to go in the building recording, doing an EVP session, they probably would never find anything. But on every single episode of Ghost Adventures, they found a way to find good EVPs. And I always thought that was kind of fishy. And sometimes they even sound like the exact person. Like Zach Bagans, it's some EVPs that sound exactly like him. And sometimes I'm like, how does a ghost from the 1700s know how to speak directly to that recorder for them to receive a message? And I never understood that, and it's just like, it's fake. I think it's fake. Transitioning on to another topic I want to discuss is the 2004 documentary. Now, I love this documentary, and I think it's one of the best I've ever seen, but the climax of it was way too fishy, and in between we seen that Nick Groff had a shadowy figure follow him, and I want to talk about that because something struck my mind, and I was like, hold up, something is not right about this, and this apparition is way too clear, and he's walking way too proper. We see Nick Groff pass through the camera, walking in a straight line. He clearly wants the audience to make sure that they see him. Next, they capture an apparition following Nick in the same direction. And of course, all of this is set up for Zach to explain that it wasn't a reflection from the mirror. Of course, that's the main reason Nick stood right in front of that camera, so Zach could explain that. So basically, they use Nick as an example of what a human looks like, and then they try to show what a ghost looks like. And they try to explain that it wasn't a reflection, and it really was an apparition. And I always scratched my head and asked, why in the world did Nick Groff walk back and forth, and then stood in front of the camera, and then walk back out the room? So that was always kind of a head scratcher for me. Then you had the flying brick evidence. Now, the flying brick was always exciting for me because it was like I never seen anything like that captured on camera, and they even had people trying to debunk it, and Zach was saying that it was real. And I even thought that the emotions flowing through everything, like they just ran and they both split up, it kind of reminded me of the Blair Witch Project. And I think that Zach Bagans knew what he was doing to promote this. And really, the documentary is what got them here today. And I really think that it was all strategic, and they planned this out to be what it is today. Now, do I think that the flying brick was real? To me, the way it went through the air at the angle, it doesn't look real. It just looked like somebody yanked it with a string, some kind of string. I don't know how they manipulated it, but it doesn't look right, because if a brick is flying through the air, the way the gravity is, it's not going to flow in a straight line like that, even if you throw it. So that was always confusing to me. Leave a like down below if you agree with what I'm saying. And the last argument I want to make about Ghost Adventures being fake is, how come they're the only investigation group to capture evidence every single time they going into a lockdown? And other paranormal shows don't even have this kind of evidence. So what separates Ghost Adventures, especially if all the ghost shows go to the same locations? I mean, if Ghost Hunters went to Bobby Mackey's, I remember that episode, they really didn't come away with nothing. But when Zach Bagans and the crew went, all hell broke loose. I mean, it's one of the scariest episodes ever that I've seen, and it's the episode that actually got me hooked to watch Ghost Adventures. But I'm just saying, 2 and 2 is not adding together with Ghost Adventures. But with that being said, I still love the show, and I still continue to watch the show. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I just felt like I had to get this off my chest. I've been holding it for a while. But yeah, if you love this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe to my channel, and be on the lookout for the latest news and updates regarding Ghost Adventures and my Ghost Adventure topics. Hope you enjoy. Peace.